What's up, guys? Welcome to the Half Amazing TV YouTube channel. I am Johnny Fontana and I'll be bringing to you nightclub tips, news, tutorials, and of course disagreements.
In a life scenario, when you want to bring a new track in, you selected it, you know what you want to bring in next. So do you first analyze the whole track before figuring out where you want to bring it in?
Well, the thing is,
or do you just
you're gonna know. It's a couple of things. You're gonna know exactly what's because you know your music, so you're gonna know where it is. And sometimes, let's say you have a new track track or song that you haven't really played yet, you're gonna have to fill it with it, right? But since it's a new track, normally you're not going to take the chance and do all kind of crazy stuff. Like you're not gonna mix and do all type of intro, outro, because it's just a new track, okay? But if it's something that you already know, even before going to that track, you already have, because you've already set up 2 or 3 tracks in advance. Right? Because you already know exactly where you're taking that crowd. So therefore, you basically know, okay, you know what, for the next song, I want to mix in between breakdowns. Or I want to do an intro, outro. Okay? So, but you choose according to that track of how you want to create that effect. So let's say you want to have a more impactful effect. So what you're going to do, you're going to choose a track that you know is going to follow that track and create that impact. So how you mix that is also going to create that impact. You know what I'm saying to you? But you already set up that track in advance because you set this song up. You hear this song playing. Let's see. So you go back to here. So you already set this track up. So now you already set this track up. So now let's say for the next track, you're gonna decide, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna play, I wanna create more of an impact. So because of that impact, now I'm going to take this track, and I know this track because you already knew what track you want, and I'm going to loop it in the beginning, or I'm going to loop it in the middle during the breakdown, or whatever. You know, in order to get that desired effect of what you're trying to achieve. But remember, you can't just play wing it. I mean, technically you're supposed to be winging it because you're supposed to be checking out the crowd, but the issue is that you need to take them on a journey. Remember, because you're the one in control. It's not the audience that's telling you, dictating you exactly what they want to play. Yeah, you're reading the crowd, but you're reading the crowd based on the dynamics, and you're pairing everything. So you're the master, you're the artist, you're actually creating the atmosphere for them. You're leading them. Now, if you're leading them and they're not going the way you want them, so now you have to switch them to where you can take them. You know what I'm saying? You have to adjust. Once you adjust, then you get back into the driver's seat. Because you're always going to be in the driver's seat. You may have to switch lanes, but then once you get in the lane, now it's cruise control. But it's not, you're not supposed to be getting off the exit, you know, going from this highway to that highway because they're just not, you know, jiving with you. Because then that's again, then you shouldn't even be there. So I'm saying to you, so now you come in here and however you want to mix the track, you know, you said, because you asked me, okay, well, how do I know, you know, which track? Because you know your song. And because you know your song, you'll be able to loop it accordingly. But that's why it's not so much now playing music as much it is taking 2 tracks and practicing on the music. So once you actually practice the technical aspects of placement, of knowing where to mix, then you can, and as it also, because now you organize your folders, you'll be listening to music, you'll know exactly, okay, what song I'm going to play. But the technical aspect of knowing which one will come after you practice, because you have to be practicing. You have to be practicing. Obviously, just take these 2 tracks without even trying to figure out how to, you know, to bring any more other tracks, because those will come. Because if you can apply the technical techniques to these, then the other music that sounds similar to this, you'll be able to do it as well. To those tracks as well. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know placement. You have to understand placement, how to organize the music, how to mix them, and from there, everything else will come just, you know, naturally to you. But does that answer your question?
It does.
All right.
No, it does.
So okay. So what did I tell you then?
So then,
okay. Now, what was your question first?
the question was, during a live scenario, when you want to bring in a new track and you don't, you know, necessarily know that track too well, do you first analyze the whole track on the headphones before and select where you want to bring it in, or, you know, or do you just listen to the beginning?
Okay, but if it's a new track, then yeah, because it's a new track, you don't know that track. Let's say you got it today and you want to play it, but you didn't get a chance to analyze it and sit home and pre-program, then yeah, you're going to have to just,
for example,
on the fly.
To say, I want to bring it in 30 seconds here, or a minute and 15 in, when, you know, you have to compare it to the track you were previously playing.
Well, the thing is, are you going to take that chance with a new song? Because it's a new song. So remember, that new song is going to have different effects, because it's a new song. You've never played it before. So you don't know how people are going to react. So you have to now decide on whether the venue that you're at, if you just suddenly gonna take a new track and play that track, you have to know how it's gonna be. You have to understand or sort of assume the response. You know what I'm saying to you? So like, but if it's your residency, and you know, hey, you know what? I know this crowd, I know this club. This track is gonna be awesome. Then you can, with experience, then you'll be able to do the whole 30 seconds, this, that, and third. But if you don't have that experience, and it's a new track, and you don't know the audience, it's better off just to play intro to outro.
Alright.
Because it's a new track.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take that, you see what I'm saying? You don't want to take that chance. Exactly. You're just risking, I mean, it's not...
But you know it's a good track, but you don't want to...
Yeah, because
crazy with it.
Exactly, in terms of placement and so forth, you know, and you don't know how it's going to go with the other one because you haven't really heard it, you know.
So essentially, it's like test driving it, but then eventually you can bring that track in easily because you know.
Exactly. So with new tracks, you want to just be careful because especially it depends on where you are, you know. But as you get better and more experience, then you'll be able to take any track and just mix it because you'll be able to hear the basics. And you'll quickly scan. You say, okay, you know what? While you're playing, I have about 1 minute left, or I actually have 1 minute to actually figure out where I want to place this, how I want to mix it. So you go to that track, you go to the middle, and you figure, okay, is it gonna work? Boom. Okay, fine. Because maybe it's a great track, and you know your crowd, and you know it's gonna work, but you don't want to start it in the beginning. You want to start it in the middle. So you say, okay, you know what? Let me see if I can do it. Middle, test it out. If it works, then guess what? You loop it, wait for it, adjust the EQs and all that, and then take it off. But that comes from experience. That comes from being confident, being calm, visualizing and seeing everything on a bigger scale than just, oh man, I got this new track coming in. Oh man, I don't know how people are going to react. And I mean, it's just so much. Like with the experience, it just becomes second nature, it becomes so natural, and you start to now. Not only are you focusing on this, but you're focusing in on the bar. You're focusing in on the actual the waitresses. You know your loyal customers, the ones that always come. You know to see you. You're thinking about everything else, and you're also now thinking about 2-3 tracks ahead of time. So there's a lot that goes on, but it's on a subconscious level.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good explanation.
There you go.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Fucking thing sucks!